What problem do you see? You have to describe MCAT deficiency in what one terminology. How do you call MCAT deficiency? What terminology would you use for MCAT deficiency? Yes.
Hypoketotic, hypoglycemic.
Yes, hypoketotic, hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia. And don't forget also at lab diagnosis, acyl carnitine. C8 to C12 acyl carnitine. So hypoketotic hypoglycemia, or you can also for hypoketotic you can replace also with non-ketotic hypoglycemia. Okay. Then what for CPT? CPT2 deficiency. What is the presentation?
Rhabdomyolysis and myoglobinuria.
Yes. Yeah, rhabdomyolysis, myoglobinuria, and exercise intolerance. Here, fasting intolerance. Somebody told fasting intolerance. Thank you. Fasting intolerance. Here, exercise intolerance, and rhabdomyolysis and myoglobinuria. Thank you. You remember. Now we have also done Repsum disease. What is Repsum disease? Repsum disease is because of deficiency of which pathway of deficiency of which enzyme?
Phytanic acid alpha hydroxylase.
Okay, phytanic acid PAHX, phytanic acid hydroxylase, phytanic acid alpha hydroxylase. So this enzyme, what does it do? Phytanoyl coenzyme, or you can call phytanoyl coenzyme A, alpha hydroxylase. So what does this do? This enzyme is used for which type of oxidation? Alpha oxidation. And if this oxidation occurs where? What is the site inside cell of oxidation? Inside peroxisome. Good, peroxisome. So peroxisome. And if there is such problem, if there is this enzyme is absent, then it will cause Repsum disease. And what is the presentation? So myelin, what will happen? The fatty acid will be replaced by this abnormal fatty acid, branch chain fatty acid. This branch chain fatty acid is in diet. Where do we get this branch chain fatty acid from? Dairy product and ruminant. Sources are ruminant are the sources, and this ruminant also get this fatty acid from plant chlorophyll. It is actually breakdown of chlorophyll. Phytanic acid is from chloric acid, and this actually abnormal branch chain fatty acid will replace myelin, and this because of replacement of myelin, what will happen? There will be demyelination type of problem will happen, or after demyelination the myelin will try to heal itself. So what will happen? Hypertrophic demyelination. So layering of this myelin try to repair, but this repair will not be proper. So hypertrophic myelination will be there in Repsum disease. And what are the presentation? You will see the presentation is RAN. Okay, RAN plus RANC. You can call CSF protein. R for what is R for? Retinitis pigmentosa. Retinitis. Repsum for RAN. Retinitis pigmentosa. And then A for
Ataxia.
Attack. Great, good, excellent. Ataxia. And for neuropathy. Which neuropathy? Peripheral neuropathy. And C for CSF protein. So will you remember this tetrad for Repsum disease? So try to remember this tetrad for Repsum disease. Okay, we have revised this 3 disorder, and we also discussed about this liquid dystrophy. What does Fourth disorder. What does leukodystrophy means? Leuko means white matter loss is leukodystrophy. Did you understand? White matter loss is leukodystrophy. So there are three types of leukodystrophy that we will see in all are associated with lipid only. So first leukodystrophy is X-linked leukodystrophy. I have already discussed, because this X-linked leukodystrophy is because of this protein deficiency. This protein is nothing but channel for long chain, very long chain fatty acid in peroxisome. If this is not there, so very long chain fatty acid will not be transported, and this very long chain fatty acid will accumulate inside cell. And this, because of this, what will happen? This will cause damage to myelin. And if there is damage to myelin inside cell, inside brain, and this will cause lack of white matter. White matter loss. White matter is made up of myelin. White matter loss. And that is why this is called leukodystrophy. And at the same time, in addition to problem in brain, the problem also will happen in adrenal cortex. Adrenal cortex. And because of this, the adrenal cortex insufficiency, adrenal gland will not be able to secrete sufficient amount of steroid hormones, which mineralocorticoid and glucocorticoid. And because of that, what will happen? Such patient will have difficulty managing stress. And then patient will have hypotension because of loss of minerals, because mineralocorticoid is not there, glucocorticoid is also not there. So that is the big problem. So very difficult to succumb to stress. If stress is high, patient may die because this glucocorticoid. What is the function of glucocorticoid? This glucocorticoid increases blood glucose level during stress. And if glucocorticoid or cortisol is not there, both are the name of same, cortisol is not there, blood glucose level will drop. And there can be shock. The patient can go into shock, hypoglycemic shock. And that is the problem. If glucocorticoid is low, the patient can be, the brain can go in hypoglycemic shock. If mineral is low, brain can go hypovolemic shock. So brain will go because of adrenal deficiency, brain can undergo shock and patient may die because of adrenal insufficiency. Adrenal deficiency plus lack of white matter, both presents here. And this is X-linked, that is why this is called XALD, XALD. Did you get this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now today we will talk about these two types of leukodystrophy. One is metachromatic leukodystrophy. This is also related to sphingolipidosis. Remember, MLD and GLD, metachromatic leukodystrophy. And second is globoid leukodystrophy. GLD, MLD. This is XALD, this is MLD and GLD. Metachromatic leukodystrophy, globoid leukodystrophy. So we will talk about this three. Before talking about this and this, let's first finish our other important fifth disorder, that is Zellweger syndrome spectrum disorder. So I told you this Zellweger syndrome is, we will finish this very fast. We will go a bit faster in this. So Zellweger syndrome is a peroxisomal biogenesis disorder. What will happen? There are PX genes. These genes are required for synthesis of proteins, and that proteins are required for assembly of peroxisome. What will happen? This protein will assemble with each other, and around this protein there will be a deposition of lipid, and this is how whole peroxisome will be formed. And this protein are required for transportation of certain enzymes into this peroxisome. And because of that, the peroxisome will become functional. So what will happen? These PEX genes are defective. If these PEX genes are defective, there will be, because there are many PEX genes, about more than 13 PEX genes are there till now. So these PEX genes, if there is disorder in any of the PEX genes or a group of PEX genes, that will cause a problem in whole of this peroxisome. And if this peroxisome is defective, what will happen? Empty peroxisome. Peroxisome number will also be low, and even if there are this low number peroxisome will be empty. So empty low peroxisome level will be there, and this peroxisome will not with that functional. And based on level of deficiency, these are a spectrum of disorder with low severity to high severity to low severity. And if there is high severity, that presentation we'll see in early in childhood, after birth only, in newborn baby or during infancy, the presentation will be seen if it is severe. And if it is less severe, that presentation may progress up to adolescent or in children. So generally the presentation are very severe. And this in Zellweger syndrome, the presentation is very severe. This problem is called cerebro-hepatorenal Zellweger syndrome proper, which is most severe. It's called cerebro. Cerebro means brain is involved. You can, if you remember this terminology, you can remember the disorder. And then hepato, liver damage, and then kidney damage. So liver damage, kidney damage, and brain damage, 3 types of presentation will be seen in newborn infant. Rather than infant is the new baby below 1 year. It's called infant. So infant, it will be seen, the presentation will be seen in infant. And infant will die within 1 year. Die within 1 year. Zellweger syndrome, there will be death, no treatment. There will be death within 1 year. So we cannot do anything without except diagnosis. So we can diagnose, but we cannot treat. So these are the disorders we can manage little bit. So this is called neonatal adrenal leukodystrophy. Did you see this leukodystrophy? I told you this adrenal leukodystrophy, the same type of, but this is not this problem, X-linked. It is not X-linked. It is because of deficiency, because of deficiency of PEX gene, and that was because of deficiency of a specific protein. So paroxysm disorder are of 2 types. One are because of a specific deficiency of one transport protein or enzyme, or because of deficiency of PEX genes. These are because of deficiency of PEX genes. So this is neonatal adrenal leukodystrophy. So what will happen in neonate only? There will be because of absence of PEX gene, this patient will have, neonate will have various problems. Adrenal deficiency problem, adrenal insufficiency. I told you what happens in adrenal insufficiency. Such patients has difficult to cope up with infection. Infection is also a stress. Any infection, any other stress, cold, heat, temperature. So these are all stress. So difficult to these patients, this baby, this infant will have very difficulty to cope up with the stresses. And because of that, stress can cause death sometimes. So if it is very high. So very difficult to bear stress, and there is hypovolemia because of mineral imbalance. And then brain will have leukodystrophy, means loss of white matter. So these 3 problem neonatal. And least severe is the infantile Refsum disease. I have already done Refsum disease. There we have seen peripheral neuropathy. We have already done adult Refsum disease. This is infantile Refsum disease. The adult Refsum disease was because of loss of one protein, defect of one protein that is required for alpha oxidation. But here is, this happens because of this PEX gene deficiency. And see, such patients will have problem from the beginning of the age. And what will happen? Such patient will have first central nervous system damage. So there will be CNS problem first in such patient. First CNS problem. Then after that, peripheral nervous system problem, this peripheral neuropathy. Did you get this peripheral neuropathy? Second. But if you seen adult Refsum disease, we have seen first peripheral. Then after peripheral, there will be central. If you can treat the patient at here, so the patient will live a very comfortable life. And this patient also, if you can treat little bit this, so this infantile Refsum disease spectrum will progress to life, like adulthood. This such patient will progress to adulthood, but this patient will die within 1 year. This such neonatal adrenal leukodystrophy the patient may die in childhood. This patient will progress to childhood, and this patient will progress to adulthood, infantile Refsum disease. So these are 3 spectrum. This is least severe, this is most severe. Most severe correspond to the least presentation at earlier age, and most severe will presentation at the late age. So you can remember these three spectrum. Zellweger syndrome is first spectrum, second is NALD, there was ZALD, here is NALD, so neonatal adrenal leukodystrophy, and third is in this infantile Refsum disease. And now you can see this corresponds to this. So you can see this childhood and infantile NALD will correspond to this childhood, neonatal, and you can see that this three presentation, sensory neuronal means peripheral neuropathy on this loss of hearing and vision, this sensory neuronal loss, or other neuronal loss, sensory loss of vision, touch, these are sensory, other neuronal loss. So sensory neuronal loss deficit will be least in very high in such condition and least here. So severity is very high here in neonates. Not, this is not NALD, sorry, I write it. This is Zellweger syndrome, okay? Sometimes. So this is Zellweger syndrome, you will see here Zellweger syndrome, this is NALD. And this corresponds to what? Adrenal leukodystrophy. Sorry. This corresponds to IRD, infantile Refsum disease. This corresponds to NALD, NALD, and this corresponds to Zellweger syndrome. So you can see this three type of spectrum, and see you will not so very specific that NALD only will be present, only adrenal leukodystrophy. This, because this is a spectrum, there will be mixing of some symptoms within NALD also, mixing of some symptoms of this Zellweger syndrome also present here, and some symptoms of this also present here, and that is why we call it a spectrum, not an isolated disorder. So you can see severity is very high here, sensory neuronal, ocular abnormality, and enamel abnormality. So you can see vision will be lost, then hearing, and then other neurological dysfunction will be very high here, and here least neurological dysfunction. And as I have told you, this is called cerebrohepatorenal disease. Cerebrohepatorenal, if you can see cerebrohepatorenal, and you can match from the cerebral problem, you can see where epilepsy, you can see epilepsy, and because of this neurological migration, there will be like brain damage will happen. So mental retardation, you can see hepatomegaly, you see here hepatomegaly, renal cyst, you can see, and along with that you can see other problem, coagulopathy and so cerebrohepatorenal, if you remember this terminology, you can remember little bit the presentation associated with neonatal or infantile type of Zellweger spectrum syndrome, which corresponds to Zellweger syndrome. Now, childhood is related to leukodystrophy and adrenal insufficiency, as I told you. And along with that, there can be hepatomegaly can also be, because this is a spectrum. Other presentation that you see here, you can see, for example, coagulopathy, craniofacial dysmorphism, you can see here. You may see or you may not see. So this is a spectrum. So you can separate, you can segregate, but you cannot separate completely. So you can classify, but you cannot segregate completely from this. So that is why this is a spectrum disorder. Now you can see here adult form. Adult form is related with which this Refsum disease, infantile. This is called infantile Refsum disease. It is associated with infantile Refsum disease. Though the disorder progress in the childhood, but this progression of disease, the patient can live up to adulthood. In such condition, you will see peripheral neuropathy, similar to that you see in Refsum disease. You can see ataxia. You can see other problems similar to Refsum disease. But along with that, you can also see some problem of this NALD here. So that is why this is a spectrum. So did you get this Zellweger spectrum of disorder?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can see this Zellweger syndrome has very peculiar features. Cerebral manifestation will be seen as very large head. Okay, very large head can be there, and along with that, the adrenal leukodystrophy can happen in Zellweger syndrome also. So you can see large head is this, forehead is very large. You can see the forehead large, and then here also you can see forehead large, and this flaccid hands. Hands are flaccid. Hands are flaccid, not very strong. So you can see flaccid hands are there, and then this epicanthic folds, different type of morphism will be. Epicanthic fold you will see So this is very peculiar feature. This and large fontanelle, you can see large fontanelle also. Large fontanelle and this large forehead. So these are, and this you can see very flaccid type of neck. So neck, patient cannot hold their neck. This is also very difficult to hold their neck. And some patient you can see progress to childhood or adulthood based on the deficiency. I have explained. So you can see these are the function of, as I have already explained, these are the function of paroxysm. You know, alpha oxidation will occur in paroxysm. Because of that, what will happen? There will be this phytanic acid will convert into other compound. If this enzyme is absent, if paroxysm is absent, this will become high. And then what will happen? This DHA synthesis also occurs in paroxysm. So if paroxysm is not there, DHA level will be high in blood. So these are the laboratory tests you can do based on the function of paroxysm. A very long chain fatty acid will accumulate. Pristanic acid that resulted from phytanic acid. So this level of pristanic acid can also be high. And you can see pipecolic acid, these are the source, these are the breakdown product of lysine, amino acid. And this product will also be high because this is metabolized in paroxysm. So this all component you will see many components will be high and this component will be low, DHA, because DHA and plasmalogen, these two components are synthetic function of paroxysm. So these two components will be low, other component will accumulate because catabolic product will accumulate. And that accumulation of, you can check this product in your blood, this analyte in blood, and you can find out, you can do laboratory test for paroxysmal disorder. If you understand function, you can easily understand laboratory test. So these are, you can see, this is from lysine and this is from hydroxyproline. So this is all about paroxysmal, this Zellweger syndrome and paroxysmal dysfunction syndrome. So understand this disorder. So this answer this. So cultured fibroblast taken from an infant suffering from hypotonia and seizures. You can see hypotonia here and seizures. Now show an impaired ability to oxidize very long chain fatty acid and phytanic acid, both. The effect is most likely localized to which organelle? Yes, paroxysm. So you know these are the function of paroxysm, and this is presentation associated with the paroxysmal disorder, that is Zellweger syndrome. So understand the function of what we want, understand the function of paroxysm and correlate that function with the disorder. And then this study of biochemistry will be actually will be worth it. Otherwise, the study of biochemistry is useless. If you cannot connect that molecular mechanism with the pathogenesis with presentation, molecular mechanism to pathogenesis to presentation, you have to connect that. And so that you will, if you hold that root, you will remember everything for a longer time and you will have conceptual foundation. Let's